All right, people can see and hear us.
Man, I wish I could see and hear you guys. I don't know why
I'm sorry, what?
I don't know why my window's all fucked up. I got no Jesse, and I got myself frozen. Good times. Great window. Good chat program we're using.
Any other requests for order?
No, everything I brought to the show is a home run. It can do anything for any part of the show.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
All right.
Making up for us.
sure.
In that case, who is ready to start the show?
That's a different question, guys.
Yes.
Yes, John, that is a different question.
In case my visual wasn't enough, I am ready.
I'm gonna wait until my kid quiets down. Gives me a chance to finish this first beer. Johnny, tell everybody the secrets of grand jury duty while we're live.
Oh, man.
Give names and addresses.
Oh, man.
Mm-hmm.
Have you hung anybody yet?
It's not a hung jury, David.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That is the
Yeah,
improper
David's not there.
grammatical use of that. Have you hanged anybody yet?
Yeah, any jury that, like Jesse was saying, any jury that David's on is a hung jury. Hey. Yeah, it's actually been pretty interesting. It just takes up a lot of time, which kind of sucks, but you know, it's not bad. Could have been worse. Like a real jury trial sucks. I've done a trial before, and that was terrible. This is a good deal less terrible.
Still
Still not
4 months of it.
Yeah, it's not great, but could be worse.
So
Yes.
I was looking it up because I was curious what Maryland used for the death penalty, and capital punishment was abolished in Maryland in 2013. However, this article says the death penalty had been used in the state or its predecessor colony since June of 1638, when 2 men were hanged for piracy.
And if you're gonna hang
All right.
somebody, hang a pirate, I guess.
Yeah, I love hung pirates.
Like David.
I'm sitting right here.
Yar. All right.
I guess we can start the show.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome to Game That Tune.
Oh, yeah. What is going on, everybody? It's Game That Tune, and we're back in the house once again. It's your boy, John Harrington, here. We've got John Regan with us. Say hey.
Hey.
We've got Jesse Moore. Say hey.
Hey.
And we've got David Fleming, the king of the show, the August Absurdity champion, the king. Say hey.
Hey.
Hell yeah, guys. Welcome back. Game That Tune in the house. Episode 321, guys. 321. We should have done a theme about countdowns, and I only just realized
Oh
that
my God.
just now.
That
What
or
fools we've been.
other theme idea, the area code of Cocoa Beach.
There you go. Games set in Cocoa Beach. Games with Cocoa.
Man, I can't wait till we reach episode 904 so we can do game set in St. Augustine.
Yeah, finally. I've been waiting for it, baby. But yeah, man, it's episode 321, and it's going to be a lot like every other episode of Game That Tune. What we're going to do tonight is listen to some video game tunes. We've each brought 3 songs from a game. We're going to try and guess each other's games based on the songs with a little bit of trivia. We're going to goof off and have a lot of fun. The winner at the end of the night picks the theme for the next episode and plays some bonus tunes. And our winner last week was me, and I was very happy about that win. And last week, we did games all about fire, and so I figured this week we should do games all about ice. And then I stupidly expanded that theme to be games all about just the 3 letters, ICE. You know, anything ending in ice is valid for tonight's show. It's essentially a free play if you work it hard enough.
What about games set in paradise?
See, now there's the problem, Johnny. That requires a misspelling.
But I've got 2 tickets to paradise.
Well, you better pack your bags because you're off the show. Yeah, you're no longer allowed to continue until you learn how to spell paradise. Unless it's like a game set in like I assume like a snow cone truck of some kind, like selling parrot ice. Like a bird selling you snow cone.
Yes, the preferred snack treat of Jimmy Buffett fans.
Yes.
Parrot ice.
Oh, Lord.
I gotta confess, this theme really just fucked me over for some reason. It took me until yesterday, like at 4:00, and I was like, "Oh, maybe I could use this one." I just was puzzled.
I'm sorry to hear that. I thought I kind of broadened the theme. I thought I'd just like busted this theme wide open. Like ice it's a staple in video games, so it's right there. You could use any game featuring ice or an ice level, and then to make matters much easier, you could use any word ending in ICE. That's literally what I did to get ready for the show. Is I googled a list of words, and I started looking for the longest ones, and I didn't use those. I got down to like 4-letter words ending in ICE. Like let's keep it a real basic bitch around here. Mice, dice,
lice.
We've done a couple of games with rice, so I'm a simple man with simple tastes and 4-letter words. That's my speed. So, it's going to be a silly show. The theme is it's wide open. I'm sorry, Jesse, that you struggled with it.
You heard it here first. John's a man with simple taste. He doesn't like it when things have a lot of spice.
There you go. That's 5 letters. I'm not in favor of it. I am white after all, Johnny. I do my chicken the classic way: salt and pepper and bacon.
First, pepper.
First,
slow down there.
You got to wash it with soap and water first, right?
That's true. You got to wash that meat. I'm ending this, but so anyway, it's going to be a great show. We've got 5 fantastic games. We've got a great fan request, maybe even more than 1 fan request. Now that I think about it, I added 2, so maybe we have 6 fantastic games, depending on time and what have you. It just kind of depends on how we feel. So I'm feeling nice, and Johnny, it's time to start the show. So let's see what we've got.
Game 1.
right, so this game is directly based on the developer's previous title, Rock Blast, and features several leftover graphics in its data, which is ironic considering Rock Blast features a prehistoric volcano, and this game features robots combating global warming with icebergs. All right, gentlemen, who's got their shots in the dark?
Well said. Well put.
I feel confident that anyone getting this correct, yep, anybody getting this correct will have cheated and looked at tags, but nobody did. John Regan says Ice Age, John Harrington says Ice to See You, and Jesse says Meat Princess, all incorrect. This is the beloved Nintendo DS title, Polar Rampage.
What?
Okay, I love this title.
I mean,
Man, I guess it's a pretty good title.
Polar Rampage.
we all remember Polar Rampage, right? It was a beloved classic DS kart released back in February of 2009. I mean, we all played the shit out of this, right?
It was okay. So it wasn't a download service game. This game is an actual thing you had to like buy on a little DS cart and put it in.
Oh my god, this should have been a downloadable title.
Yes, I can tell by the name of it.
This is not worth full price.
No, I'm sitting here racking my brain. Is the name like a play on words of anything, or it's just Polar Rampage? This isn't clever in any way, is it?
No, nothing about this game is clever.
Yeah,
I mean,
Solar Rampage, Holar Rampage, Molar Rampage.
If you say it fast enough, the R's come together, so it becomes Polar Rampage. But
Polar
that doesn't mean
Rampage.
anything.
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
So is this a sequel to Rampage?
Right? Is this just Rampage set in ice areas?
Like they're just smashing igloos?
There's really tall igloos.
Not. If this was a version of Rampage where you were just like Yetis in Canada, it would be significantly better. Sadly, that's not what this is. I do want to take a moment and address naysayers of this game who say that this is just a blatant Puzzle Bobble ripoff. It is absolutely 100% not, because, Puzzle Bobble features Bub and Bob from Bubble Bobble, little dinosaur dragons that shoot colored bubbles upwards to break blocks and patterns. This game features cute, adorable robots shooting colored iceberg balls downwards to colored puzzles in order to break blocks and clear an area.
Oh, okay.
It's a completely different game.
Yeah, apples and oranges, if you ask me.
Yeah, this game goes down where the other games go up. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, David, I know you didn't mean to do this, but it is somewhat, sad. In attempting currently to Google Polar Rampage, if you type in Polar Rampage to Google, you get one entry in a random wiki about this game. And then beneath that, there's the current top story on the news where a polar bear has gone on a rampage and killed a woman and her child.
Oh, David, too soon, man.
Too soon, man.
David.
Come on, dude. Do you even look at the news before we start the show?
Oh,
This is buried down for midterms all over again.
God.
Well, I was just setting my mind so far back to February 2009. I wasn't even concerned with the present day because I was just reliving my happy memories of playing all 45 minutes of Polar Rampage on DS.
God. Yeah. I love that, that news story does come up if you search for Polar Rampage. Like, nobody's searching for this. But also, I want to know who, maybe like half overhears the news and it's like, did they say something about a Polar Rampage? I better go check Google for this. Not like Alaskan Rampage, not Polar Bear Rampage, merely Polar Rampage gets you this horrifying news and this horrifying game.
I wonder what the speedrun record of this game is.
I do love that. Go.com News has a polar bear on a rampage updated 6 hours ago, whereas the Polar Rampage Games Wiki was updated like 12 years ago.
Right. I also I'm looking at the Polar Rampage Games Wiki, which has 3 paragraphs and really tells you very little about the game. But it spells, it says the gameplay is Bust-A-Move, but upside down. And that's one word, upside down. So whoever's maintaining this wiki really knows words. It's a good wiki for a great game here, David.
John, you need to make an account on this wiki and update it.
Yeah, I think I will, because it says Dr. Minovsky, the scientist, but the is spelled TEH. So this wiki's not looking so hot right now.
You could after 12 years, it finally gets fixed.
It's time for us to correct this, guys. We're going to take ownership of the Polar Rampage wiki, and it's going to be a Game That Tune thing. So,
well, see, that's the thing. Like, you have to think back to 2009. Te was like a slang thing back in that age of the internet.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Maybe that's what the character's name was in this game. It was really, Te Doctor, scientist.
What David would know since he played it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Did you like buy this, or did you receive this as a Christmas present from your grandmother because she was at the dollar store and just grabbed a couple of things for you? Like, I just can't imagine this being a game that anyone sought out or received on purpose.
Oh no, this is absolutely shovelware.
Well, yes. But how do you know about it?
When you think about video games featuring ice, you're drawn to things like the Mario series, Banjo-Kazooie, Donkey Kong Country, Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
We've used most of those games. So I started looking, I was like, all right, what games feature ice? And after like a 3-hour Google search, I came across Polar Rampage. I was like, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Fuck it.
How many songs does Ice Climber have? All right, Polar Rampage it is.
Yeah, not enough for the show. You got it, guys. I'm glad that everybody definitely remembered in the lead up to the show that my theme was the idiotic games with things ending in ICE, not merely ice. It's
well, I wanted to stick with ice because I like ice powers in video games as well as movies and comics and whatever. When it comes to elemental powers, I think ice is probably my favorite.
Great power.
So I really wanted to get an ice game, but like I said, we've used a lot of them. I thought, hell yeah, finally, after 320 episodes, on episode 321, we can finally discuss Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. And then I checked the list of games used.
Turns out,
I cursed loudly.
And it turns out we'd used that several times prior.
What do you know?
Yeah. And there's good reason for that. Not only because we like the music, but because we like the ice. So,
this game, it's fine. I mean,
it's not.
It's Puzzle Bobble. It's Bust a Move.
But it's upside down.
That core is so good that, apparently you can be a company and repackage that same idea multiple times and sell them.
Mm-hmm.
Because, obviously a volcano and an iceberg, totally different versions of it.
Right. Yeah, man, David, what a way to start the show. I'm so glad you really strongly asked to lead off the show. Because kind of like playing this upside down version of Puzzle Bobble. There's nowhere to go but up from here.
I wanted to start this off because, if I closed the show, y'all would have gotten so pissed at me.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't have even talked this long. Yeah. Or who knows? Maybe we would have really found the fun.
Something I literally said Friday morning in grand jury after a terrible day the day before was like, hey, you know what, everybody? The good thing about hitting rock bottom is we can only go up. And that's what we're at right now.
Famous last words on a fucking 4-month grand jury sentence, Johnny. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Hey, have you told the other jury people about the podcast and given them stickers and
shit,
stuff?
I should do that. I'm going to bring you some stickers.
Really get them to sign up on Patreon, man. So we can learn their names and addresses and manipulate that information. Great idea. Greater idea than this shovelware game.
I love the idea that we get a notification. You have a new patron, the Honorable Judge. Oh no shit.
Hell yeah. Oh,
yeah, man. Slip the judge us some stickers.
I think we play well with judges, guys. We always reference these off-screen judges when there's a toss-up answer. It'd be great to actually get a real judge on the show for once. So, yeah. Let's move on to a better game, please.
Game 2.
In this game, some of the enemies had to be reworked for balance issues before the full release, such as the frog originally had 10 hit points but was knocked down to 9. Wolf Puppy's Woof 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 attack originally shocked the target instead of giving the user fury. Wolf Puppy Bite also did 2 damage. All right, gentlemen. Let's see what you guys got. Oh, let's see. Oh, that's good. So Johnny says, "Woof woof cowabunga." Thanks for the blowjob. I think he's gonna get a point. David and John have the correct answer. Dicey Dungeons. This is Dicey Dungeons, which
Did Johnny get a point?
yes.
Cowabunga.
There you go. That's a good joke.
You know to play to your audience there, Johnny.
Yeah. Yeah. If you get me to giggle, I'm down.
First, I make you watch a video, and then later I reference it.
Yeah, then later.
Oh, man.
The long con.
It's been a good year, guys.
Yeah. So yeah, Dicey Dungeons.
That was at MagFest too, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was
like,
last MagFest, yeah.
Johnny knew he had a captive audience. We all got together to go to a video game music convention, and then he showed us clips of a sitcom that's no longer on the air that he likes.
And we
He knew what he was doing, folks. The con was good too, but we also enjoyed that show.
yeah.
Anyhow, I'm sorry, Jesse.
No, that's fine.
Hey, we're reminiscing, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, that has
That's
ice
awesome.
in it. You know, it's
Yeah.
a reminisce.
Reminisce.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very cold, and there was ice on the ground when we were up
God,
there.
yeah. It
Yeah.
was. It was a nice cold MagFest.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that bad, but you know.
I didn't
that's
say
the
it was
Midwest.
bad. I said it was cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
It was literally snow all over the ground, David. Don't act like that's not cold. I know you live in
Yes.
Chicago,
It just
but
sucks
like,
we never got to see snow fall while we were like it was all already on the ground and it was just that nasty snow that like gets a bunch of
Oh,
mud
yeah.
and shit in it. You know?
yeah, street plowed snow full of piss.
Yeah.
All I remember is me having my puffy down jacket and John making fun of me in the hotel room, and then we walked to the Starbucks for breakfast, and I was cozy, and y'all were fucking freezing. So like,
I object to that. I wasn't freezing, man. I love the cold.
Yeah.
And if anything, I wasn't making fun of your puffy jacket. Never mind. Forget what I was making fun of. Let's talk about Dicey Dungeons, a game that I don't know anything about, but I know that nice music there, man. That's some Chipzel tunes.
Yeah, that's who it is. It's good.
I follow Chipzel on Twitter. She's a good Twitter follow.
Oh,
and,
cool.
I feel like I bought maybe I bought the River City Girls soundtrack back in the day. So I think I got some other stuff on Bandcamp. I've heard these tunes. They're good. I should have looked into the game by now.
It's a pretty fun game, actually. Like the premise of the game is you're on like a game show, and the Lady Luck turns you into a die, and so then you're like a little die creature.
Okay. So you're not satisfying the theme.
Well, Dice Dungeons, ICE.
But you are a singular die.
I know, but it's in the title.
Do you get any helper to make you into a paradise?
Also,
now again, Johnny, you got to spell it wrong.
But a lot of the game, I mean, all of the game is you have dice, plural, that you use in all your combat encounters.
Okay.
You have like these. You've got these little equipment boxes, and they do different things based on which kind of dice you put in them, whether it's like odd, even, a specific number, or you got to like just dump a whole bunch of dice in there to fill like a number quota. And you get more dice or as you go on. But there are like ice attacks. There's like ice magic that can freeze your dice and lower them all to 1. So there is ice. There is ice in the game. So
get some ice on those dice?
Yeah, definitely.
All right.
And like you can also
damn it.
It's gonna be that kind of show, guys.
Yeah, he's beating you to the punch thrice.
As the drinking continues, the rhyming is only gonna get worse and worse.
We'll be here all nights.
What you need to do, you need to ask John in the editing to input you first so that you get spliced.
There you go. Mm-hmm. It's got a really cool like art style. Like the characters are kind of like, they're very charming. It's kind of like a Slay the Spire type game where you move around this board, you pick which encounters you want to go to, and you get equipment as you go and level up your stuff. And eventually you either die or you finish a run. And when you finish a run, this jester spins this wheel, and allegedly you're supposed to possibly win a prize. But so far, every time I've completed it, it's landed on the skulls, which means I get nothing. And I feel like maybe that's just part of the game, is like kind of like, aha, this game is silly, or it's just really incredibly bad luck three times.
Yeah, exactly. You've just somehow got the worst luck. I don't know which one I like more. I like the idea that the game teases you with a game of chance that's rigged, because games should do things like that. That's it's a good way to fuck with the player. But also it's kind of humorous that you would just never get it. Like,
I kind of feel
we've all seen those episodes of Wheel of Fortune where people just keep hitting the bankrupt. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I kind of feel the same way about Super Mario Brothers 2. Like every time you finish a stage, you get that little slot machine where you can get extra lives. I don't know that I have ever gotten an extra life.
What?
Oh,
do you just suck at it?
Maybe I just have bad luck.
I think you do.
I get all the extra lives.
It's timed to a button press, David. You control it.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but
there's a timing thing to it, David. You learn when to press the button.
I'm white. I don't have rhythm.
It's not a rhythm thing. It's a timing thing.
Is timing
John,
not rhythm?
Yeah, rhythm is just applied timing. Okay, that's
So but it's not like you have to sit there and like clap out a beat to get a fucking one up on Super Mario Brothers 2. You just when this thing scrolls on the fucking slot wheel, you press the button. That's how it worked in Super Mario Brothers 3. I mean, like,
God, though, what I would love is a Super Mario Brothers game where to get a one up, you gotta pull out your Guitar Hero controller, and you gotta punch out a thing with the right rhythm, get your one up.
That's unrealistic, Johnny. Those weren't really on the same generation of systems. But a small
say,
button pressing rhythm game on the NES or SNES would fuck a lot of young players up.
It would be cool if somebody, and I'm sure somebody's done it, like modded Super Mario Brothers 2 to be able to be played with the DK Bongo controller.
I could see it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really sure how you move, but Yeah.
None of this has anything to do with Dicey Dungeon. Again, I'm sorry, Jesse.
No, it's fine.
Point is, bad luck is funny, and David's got all the bad luck, so he's very funny.
It's the so far the classes that I've played as is warrior, thief, and somehow during my thief run I turned into a bear, and so the rest of the run I was a bear dice, and I couldn't. Every time I went to the shop, they're like, "Hey, I see you turned yourself into a bear." Well, I don't have any equipment I can sell to a bear. Sorry, buddy.
Okay, that's really funny.
And so I had these I had some really good attacks. I ended up acing the whole thing as a bear
because realistically, a bear would be able to beat up any other dice in the game.
Yeah,
that's a good thing to have. So is a bear just a fuzzy dice?
Yeah, I was fuzzy. I had a little nose. Like they're like the
Were you hanging on a car rearview mirror?
Not in this particular character. But like the game does. It's like you're in a dungeon that's part of a game show. Like there's this weird presentation. Like when you win, like this big sign with like lights all around. It says you win, and then Lady Luck has like a one of those microphones like the match game host had and stuff. And so
like a real long, slender one. I love those microphones.
Yeah, those are the best kind. Gene Rayburn, is that his name?
It
was, yeah.
Well, Bob Barker used to also have a
yeah, he did too,
like that. Yeah, nice long, slender one.
For match game,
look like a big old water pick they were about to use to clean out their teeth. But no, it was actually a microphone in the 1970s. Ugh. Those were the days, guys. The microphones used to be so slim.
Yeah.
Skinny ties.
Sorry, Jesse.
Skinny
I feel like we're really not talking about the show.
No, I mean there's really not that much to talk about. The game itself is fine. It's fun. Yeah. It's definitely when you play it, you're like, oh, okay, and you could see yourself playing it for a decent long amount of time because it does have addicting elements to the game.
One thing I will say about the music is I don't get game show from it. It's just kind of good, like Chipsdale music, but it's I didn't realize the whole game was in a kind of game show pastiche. So I think of a game show, I think of our opening theme song for this show. I didn't really get that from the tunes, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it's chippy.
I do very briefly kind of want to go back to being turned into a bear because I like how the game balances that. Cons, you can't equip weapons or armor. Pros, you're a goddamn bear.
Exactly. No, really, it's only a curse if you say it is. It's really quite a blessing if you're a little dice tasked with beating up other dice. Just be a bear. It's a good way to win the game. It's the best way to end the game of Monopoly is just turn into a bear and destroy the whole city.
And I just unlocked the robot class, and it's a cute little robot die. And then the inventor, which the inventor is kind of weird. After each battle, you have to turn one of your items into a gadget. And so you kind of lose your items, but you get so many as you're playing. So you got to kind of keep switching out your builds and whatnot. It's a interesting class. But it's a fun enough game. It's on Switch. I've been playing it on Game Pass. And thanks to Muddle Madness, Game Pass Daddy. And it's the music's cool, the art style is fun. If you like those Slay the Spire or Monster Train type games, this one's worth giving it a look. The art design alone is worth looking at some of the monsters because there's some silly monsters. There's a Sneezy, the porcupine, and he's got a cold and stuff. And
all right.
There's a weird snowman. There's a marshmallow on fire that you have to fight.
So you're not only fighting other you're not fighting other dice.
No, you're fighting a bunch of crazy shit.
Other tokens of chance or board game pieces.
There's a cowboy that's like a cat with a cowboy hat and some guns.
Fucking Meowdy? Yeah,
he does say Meowdy.
Of course he does. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, some of the writing is pretty silly. There's some good puns.
Good.
It's really a charming game. It's neat.
Yeah, I
It's
just
neat.
realized
That's what I'll
also
say. It's neat.
we got a weird little sub theme going here of games that involve bears. You with the dice turning into a bear, and then David with that bear attack that killed those poor people.
Okay, that's not in the game.
Yeah, but it's still it's part of the theme now, man. I'm wondering, is that going to be the theme? The secret theme going forward. Like the theme was, things ending in ice, but like, is it really going to be all bears? I'm intrigued by how this episode's going. It's gonna be. I think it's good.
Oops, all bears.
Yeah. Oops, any bears.
I went to a bar called that once before. Oops, all bears.
Sorry. All right, guys. As part of one of the major DLC packs for this game, a dark/ice subclass is added that allows the player to use new ice-based attacks, including ice grenades. All right, guys, who's feeling great?
I'm feeling very good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Good. Let's see some answers. Johnny, what is that?
It looks like sunglasses from
Johnny says the state of Montana. He's sadly incorrect. Jesse and David both have the correct answer. This is Destiny 2. Johnny, that was pathetic, man.
Yeah.
Not to harp on your pathetic dick, but man, that sucked.
I'm a minimalist now.
Uh-huh.
And so that's what I do. No, I just totally zoned out listening to the music, honestly. And then the next thing I knew was time to write an answer. I was like, oh, shit, I kind of forgot to write an answer. So
drew a bathtub-shaped penis.
Very fast dick drawing.
Yeah. Man. That's too bad, Johnny. But I could see how you could zone out listening to that music because the music of Destiny 2. You know, I don't know if I would call it superb, but it's pretty fucking good, man. Very, very, very good soundtrack. This Destiny 2. You know, they got the Halo guy working on it. What's their names? Martin O'Donnell, Michael Salvatore, and probably somebody else that I'm not thinking of. Really great. Oh, actually, shit, man. Martin O'Donnell's not even credited. Shit, it's Michael Salvatore, it's Sky Lewin, C. Paul Johnson, Rotem Moav, and Peter Schlosser. Sorry, Martin O'Donnell. I thought you were in there, man. My bad. But it makes sense that it's at least one of the Halo guys. It's got a certain epicness about it. Befitting a series such as Destiny or Halo. I myself have never played a single minute of this. Jesse, did you ever fuck around with a little bit of Destiny?
Yeah, this that was goofy. This game is I like it. I don't keep up with it, but it's really good FPS sci-fi game. It's got some of the best shooting in video games that I've played that have shooting in it. You would think so. They're the guys who made the first Halo game. So I mean,
they got a pretty good handle on what makes fun shooting.
That's such a broad term. It sounds like a theme by Johnny. Games featuring shooting.
Man, I'm confident that you've chosen that as a theme in the past, David. Let's not throw stones here.
Let's shoot bullets.
Yes,
well,
exactly.
I mean, first-person shooters. Like,
let's throw ice grenades at David. He'll be immune to them because he's in Chicago and he's some kind of hardened motherfucker.
So I do want to ask about the ice grenades. Are those like grenades encased in ice so people don't think they're grenades? They're like snowballs that explode? Or are they grenades that when they explode release like frozen gas that freezes everything around it?
David, I think you know the answer.
It's more
no, I don't. That's literally why I'm asking the question.
Like giant shards of ice come like out of the ground where it hits.
To what end would you what purpose would it serve in a squad-based shooting game in which you and a friend are taking on missions and things to have concealed grenades inside of snowballs? This isn't like a multiplayer, like you're killing each other, so you have to pretend you threw a snowball instead of a grenade. If someone sees you throw something, it's reasonable to assume it's a grenade. It's Destiny after all.
Well, I'm just thinking you're fighting somebody else, they're shooting at you, everything, then they huck a snowball at you, and you're like, oh, okay, well, that's kind of weird. What is that? And then it blows up in your face.
I mean, what did he throw at me?
Right, exactly.
Well,
I think in general,
like
my kind of instincts would be kind of on if anybody does anything to me in a shooting game, you just kind of shoot back, and you assume that something they've done is for the purposes of killing you.
All right, so legit idea though. I would love a first-person shooter game where you could start snowball fights with each other in the middle of a match.
Non-lethal snowball fights that take place in the middle of the match, but then eventually you could seal a grenade in one of the snowballs and it kills your opponent.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, it's like a rock inside a snowball, but it's a fucking grenade.
See, I think we just invented a game based on the Christmas truce of World War I.
Mm-hmm. Jesus. So no, David, it's the second thing.
Okay, thank you for clarifying eventually.
There are actually a couple of different types of stasis grenades. So the power is called stasis. And so there's like a glacier grenade where if it blows up on the ground, it makes like a wall of ice crystals and like the enemies are frozen inside. There's a cold snap grenade where if it hits the ground or an enemy, it like unleashes a wave of ice energy that freezes you and then like homes in on another person. Like it like ices multiple people, like just a wave of energy. And then there's a Duskfeld grenade that sucks people in. and then it like slows them down, and if they can't escape before the thing really detonates, they're frozen in place. And all of that is to then shatter them and kill them. It's the very satisfying mechanic they added via this DLC, the stasis. Like, you get to become Sub-Zero and like freeze people in place and shatter them. It's pretty fucking cool. So I think it's rad. If Sub-Zero is not really your flavor, then you get to be Arnold Schwarzenegger at the end of Terminator 2. You get to hasta la vista baby people left and right. It's pretty goddamn cool.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you get the Arnold Schwarzenegger people in Batman and Robin.
Well, that would make more sense, but I went with the one where he actually freezes his opponent and destroys them. He never actually does that in Batman and Robin. He freezes a lot of people and he says a lot of ice puns, but he does not actually shatter anybody to death.
That's the difference between PG-13 and R, Batman and Robin.
Yeah, the director's cut.
Oh my God, I would pay so much money to see rated R Batman and Robin.
That really would put the
honestly
movie on top, man.
That would make that movie quite good, actually. Like, there's a lot of things they could do.
Yeah, like if Arnold just freezes the fucking police commissioner and punches his head off, I'm into it.
The cod pieces in the rated R version have a very clear outline of the dick.
Yeah, there's a cum hole in those. But yeah, so other than the ice related trivia, I don't really know or have a whole lot to say about Destiny or Destiny 2. It's the kind of thing that, like, I feel like I kind of missed the train on getting into it. Like, I'm not a big first person shooter guy. And I'm not a big online, like, cooperative shooter player guy. I gave that a little dabble with like Borderlands, and first person shooters for me, it's a solitary experience. I don't really want to have anybody to let down in these situations. So I never really got into this, and then blink twice and suddenly, like, this game's fucking several years old and it's gotten all kinds of new DLC and there's a huge dedicated community around it. I'm like, you know what? This shit is impenetrable to me. I'm going to let you guys have your Destiny, and maybe I'll catch you on the next go around. But yeah, it's one that I pretty much missed completely. And I don't know, I don't feel bad about it, but I've talked to people that enjoy this, and I wish I had a game like this that I enjoyed playing, but I'm not huge on first person games, and as I just said, not huge on cooperative online games. I like adversarial online games, online fighting games. That's my speed. I don't want to have to help anybody. I want to fuck somebody up online. That's
well, there is PvP.
Okay, that's good. So maybe David's concealed snowball thing had some merit. I apologize, David, for going in so hard on that idiotic idea.
Okay, when you say I apologize for talking about that idiotic idea, you kind of undermine the apology.
I apologize, though. The first and foremost was the apology.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's how that works. That really sounds like one of those I apologize that you were offended by my racist comment. Like, no, that's not at all what that.
Never in my life had to make that apology, David. I don't know a thing about it. That's your department, not mine. But point is, concealing a grenade inside of a snowball, how absurd. Fucking, detonating a grenade that freezes your enemies in like a small gravity field, and then you punch them and shatter them. Perfectly normal. And it's stupid that you would think it was anything else.
Imagine,
to add on to that, R-rated Batman and Robin, please, Joel Schumacher, please make this movie.
Yeah, dig him up.
I don't think that Joel Schumacher is going to be able to make that movie.
Hey, Shoemaker, wake up from your fucking death and let's see where the R-rated footage is. Uma Thurman's poison ivy nipples and Arnold Schwarzenegger fucking shattering people, please. No, I don't think that exists. But yeah, Destiny 2, it's a cool thing. Literally cool because you're throwing ice grenades. I also took the liberty of looking it up. I don't know much about the lore of Destiny, but apparently there was, it's a somewhat, post-apocalyptic future. It's It's people fighting and surviving something called the collapse. And maybe there were a lot of animals and things that went extinct during the collapse, but actually somewhere in the Destiny universe, bears are referenced. There are living bears in Destiny. So the theme continues on. There are bears somewhere in this game. I'm looking at like a Reddit post. And someone says there's it says we've got Saint in the hangar. I assume Saint is the name of a bear, and I would almost go play Destiny 2 just to find this bear to satisfy tonight's bizarre backdoor theme. So I'm going to backdoor that bear, and
I think you should be very, very careful about the phrasing of that particular sentence.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I know what I'm doing, you idiot.
David, sometimes you gotta let people touch the hot stove. All right?
Yeah.
Just let it happen.
And that's called backdooring a bear. Sometimes you just gotta let a man do what he's gonna do. It's frankly, it's my destiny. I'm gonna touch the hot bear. But yeah, this was our fan request for the night. This came to us via our Discord from Beast Pond. Thank you so much, Beast. A fantastic request. He basically expressly said, that he was requesting it to get the music on GTT radio, and good on you, because great soundtracks, just epic, fantastic score, and some very enjoyable music to just really zone out and listen to, but also fantastic music to blow people up with ice grenades. So. That's all I really got on Destiny 2. Maybe I'll play Destiny 3 whenever that comes out, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Game 4.
I'm gonna backdoor that bear.
All right, guys. So, at the end of this game, you're prompted to type in what you plan to do with your winnings. And then at the end of the credits, the game will let you know that you got to do whatever it is you typed in with your winnings. All right, who's got some answers?
Man, I had an answer after that second song. Actually, in the middle of that second song. Very familiar tunes here, Johnny.
All right. So let's see. Jesse drew a penis encased in ice, and David and John both wrote the correct answer of Vegas Stakes. This is Vegas Stakes for the Super Nintendo, a casino game, a gambling game, if you will, a dice game.
Hey now.
Because it features craps as one of the games that you can play. And guys, have you played a lot of craps?
You know,
I've played some.
Not enough.
You know, I feel like the fact that I haven't played craps might, kind of color my answer to this, but I also feel like craps doesn't end in ICE.
Well, craps doesn't know, but you throw dice, which do. And craps,
oh, I see. Okay.
Craps is hands down the best casino game that you can play.
I don't know, man. I mean, I like blackjack and roulette pretty well.
I feel like blackjack is because the likelihood of winning is more on the player than the house.
Oh well, no, that's not true. But certainly,
Craps,
like
I feel like craps, you kind of have a better chance at winning.
All right, so
and it's more fun. I mean, blackjack is like a fun strategy game for idiots, but like craps is objectively very fun.
So one quick thing, when it comes to gambling, I don't like to say you have better odds of winning because like your odds are always you're going to lose. You have the least worst odds of losing at craps, if that makes sense. Like it's the best odds, yes, they're still not good. Like you're still going to lose, but they're better than other games. So if you think about it like that, it just means that you get to play for longer before you run out of money most times. You're probably still not going to come out a big winner. But it's hands down the funnest game because it's like a team game. Because most people are rooting for the guy throwing the dice. There are some people that are probably betting against you, but most people are on your side. And when you roll, they win. And everyone's like smoking and shouting and drinking. It's just they're all crowded around a table. It's just so fun.
You're describing the general casino experience.
Asking women to blow on the dice for you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all the stupid little shit you do. It's so good. It's so fun.
Where do you think blowing on the dice came from? Like it's not really like a sexual analog. Like, do you ask a woman to blow on your balls? No, they're not.
Yes.
Well, are they dice shaped?
Yes.
It's not a sexual thing. It's like you're trying to turn it sexual. Like you want to hook up with someone, so you're asking them to blow on your dice because you're interested in them and you think they're good luck. It's not like inherently, like immediately, blowing on these dice is like blowing on my balls.
It could be both. It's like when somebody at a party's like, "Hey guys, let's play suck and blow," and it's like, okay, so you just want to make out with somebody here, and you're trying to find a way to just get close to them, and maybe they get the idea like, "Hey, maybe I should kiss this person,"
God, Johnny, what a fucking reference!
Suck and blow.
Suck and blow. Jesus Christ!
What is suck and blow?
It's where you put a card on your mouth and you try to
that game?
transfer it to
pass
the other
it.
person's lips.
Yeah.
And inevitably you drop it and you just kiss the person you're trying to kiss. And it's a sexual assault thing is what it is.
Oh God, it is. Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah, you try to convince somebody you're playing a fun card game and then you drop the card and you kiss them without letting them know that you're going to do it. You're better off just asking them if they want to make out.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, let's scratch that. This was 20 years ago, John, not today's John.
Sure, okay, John.
I would not play this game today. Thinking about it now.
Johnny played Suck and Blow this week. Nice.
I mean, Johnny was definitely sucking and blowing, but not with cards.
No, if I'm gonna play a game, it's the game where everyone's on the same level. Like if you play Spin the Bottle, you've all like agreed you do want to kiss, right?
You're getting away from the Vegas stakes here, Johnny. Talk about craps.
Well, John, my favorite Vegas game is Spin the Bottle.
What about 7 Minutes in Heaven?
You go to the Flamingo, all right, casino, and you play Spin the Bottle.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, 7 Minutes in Heaven in Vegas. It's a much better game than in most cities in America.
That's my favorite Cirque du Soleil show.
Jesus.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yep, I've heard that, David. Is that something you made up?
I was just trying to contribute.
Okay.
So Vegas Stakes.
God,
It's
slot that down.
It's a fun, simulator of playing games of Vegas. As much as you can simulate that on the Super Nintendo.
I'm not sure, Johnny. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm not sure it is much fun. Like it's a Vegas game made by Nintendo, and I'm not saying Nintendo doesn't know fun. But like, what business do they have trying to make card games? Like they have no history of making card games. They're a video game company. They don't know anything about fun card games. And they should stick to platformers and the like.
Hot take.
Man, just speaking the truth, I don't know about a hot take.
I was going to argue with you, but then once you said that they know nothing about card games, I was like, oh, he's doing a bit. Okay.
Hey, thank you, David. I would like a lot more acknowledgement and recognition when I'm doing a bit.
That's
almost everything I do on this show is a bit.
That's why I did hot take because of the card game. I thought it was obvious.
But
no, so I think Nintendo of America knows fun, but they don't know debauchery, and that's what Vegas is debauchery.
See, that's the problem, is they just didn't include the debauchery in Vegas. It was strictly on the casino games, which only gets you so far. Eventually, you need a mini game set at an all-you-can-eat buffet. You need there need to be day breaks in between being able to play the game. So like you play, I don't know, 16 hours of craps. And then eventually the screen blacks out and you wake up and you got to find your way back to the casino or maybe go to the pool for a minute, maybe catch a show.
Okay.
I'm not going to say there needs to be a prostitute thing because we know Nintendo wouldn't do that. But I'm just saying there could be a better Vegas experience. You got to, like, the stakes need to be, is the casino going to kick you out of your hotel room because you're so deep in the hole? Or like, are they going to cut off your thumbs? Like... those need to be the Vegas stakes, like the real Scorsese stakes of it all.
Okay, real quick, who would you cast in a Nintendo like casino minigame collection? Like every minigame has a Nintendo character. Obviously, the like all you can eat buffet is Wario. The like show is headed up by Pauline.
I was going to say, actually, Yoshi at the all you can eat buffet also makes sense if you don't want to get gross with it. The rhythm minigame that takes place at the show, Pauline, that'd be good.
I would imagine that like Link is at the roulette table because he's like throwing bombs. So he's like throwing the little ball in there.
Super Smash Casino.
Dry bones would be the craps because you're throwing them bones.
That's right.
Ooh.
True. Yeah.
Man.
Who's the blackjack dealer?
Yeah.
Probably just Mario, because I feel like that's the most popular Vegas game right now.
Right. But I feel like the dealer has to be someone slightly dishonest. So maybe
Luigi.
Yeah, maybe Luigi. I don't trust that guy. And then yeah, like Bowser's the casino floor operator that fucking makes you exit into a back room and get your ass beat.
All the slot machines are based off of Rob.
Yes.
Ooh.
Now, and who's the cooler? Who shows up at the table and ruins your good luck streak?
Marth.
Shy Guy.
Waluigi.
Both good choices. God, yeah, Waluigi just tries to like chat you up and pay you $1 million for a night with your wife, and it just ruins your entire Vegas experience.
Nah, I imagine all the coolers are just like the sword fighters.
Who?
Every Fire Emblem character is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, right. Smash Vegas. Yeah, I was like, who? See, that's how little I think of the Fire Emblem characters. Is I don't think of them as Nintendo characters.
I'm feeling really good about this role. Hi, my name's Byleth. Fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like that name at all.
Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Everybody loses.
No, Johnny. A good pick. It's got dice. There's not really a whole lot else to say about it. It was one of those games where it always, for a second there, drew my eye at Blockbuster back before I knew that it was a like Vegas, Las Vegas game. Because my Street Fighter playing ass was like, ooh, Vegas stakes. Huh?
Ooh.
Well, maybe we got a Vega game. And then you flip the box over and it turns out it's card games, and I just put it back and never rented it.
I would absolutely love to play a game where he plays Vega just like grilling in your backyard.
Vega on some steaks would be pretty good. You just use the little claw thing to flip it. You climb up on the wall to serve people. It's great, man. People forget that's a good part about Vega is that he can climb that wall.
I love the idea of Vega lifting his claw and there's just hot dogs on every single spoke.
Hell yeah, he does that yodel thing, you go like a lady, and suddenly everybody's got a hot meat dinner. It's man, Johnny, we could program this.
Yeah.
Fucking take the cooking mama, engine and apply Vega and nothing but meat to it. Vega's steaks. I'm into it. But yeah, it's funny. I actually bought this game like not too recently though. This was at it was at the flea market for like $2. I'm like, fuck it, I'll take a cartridge of Vegas steaks. It was 3 SNES cartridges in a Ziploc bag, and I bought them for like $4. So, I do own Vegas steaks. Maybe I should pop this into my fucking SNES and actually play it now. But
these looks pretty good, to be honest.
I'm sure it's fun. It's made by Nintendo. It's got to have some fun to it. I just don't know if it's going to be as fun as, every other game that Nintendo was making around the time. Like, this has to be Pilot Wings level of fun. I'm trying to think of games that Nintendo made on SNES that could be less fun than Vegas Stakes. And I'm only really coming up with like Mario is Missing.
There's definitely some parts of this game that look like a tech demo. Like the roulette reel is clearly Mode 7 graphics.
Right? Hell yeah, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, also, question. So what's this thing about you input your wish, and it tells you that you were able to spend your winnings on your wish?
So the goal of the game is you're supposed to go to Vegas with $1,000 and leave with $10 million.
God damn.
And if you manage to hit that $10 million, and as far as I know, there's no time limit. Either you go 0 or 10 million,
Uh-huh.
So if you hit the 10 million, the game asks like, oh, what do you want to do with your winnings? And it pops up with the keyboard, and you can like type in what you want to do. Like you can type in like,
kidding.
Yeah, you can type in like stab the president or whatever you want
Backdoor that bear.
Backdoor that bear. And then it'll play the credits, and then it'll say, you got to backdoor that bear.
Good. Very good. Okay, well, yeah, I do need to play this now.
Gotta win those $10 million.
Yeah, I got to do a full playthrough of Vegas Stakes that culminates in me getting to backdoor that bear, and then add it as a radio background on Game That Tune Radio. Jesus Christ. Cool. Well, that's my mission for the next several days. God, unemployment rules. I'm gonna hit the virtual craps table and backdoor that bear eventually. So the theme continues on. Johnny, excellent selection.
Game 5.
So, guys, this game was largely censored for its U.S. release, most likely due to controversy generated by Mortal Kombat regarding graphic violence in games. All right. Who's feeling great?
I'm feeling pretty good.
I would hope that after that last song, I don't know if I can spell this out for you anymore. Okay, so Johnny says Snowy Tekken, sadly incorrect. Jesse says Ice Climber, sadly incorrect. David says Samurai Showdown with a W. Sadly incorrect. This is, of course, Samurai Showdown, no W.
Well, there's one W. David is two.
What?
Isn't there? There's a W. No, is there no W's at all?
No, it's Showdown with no W, man.
Oh wow,
Shodan.
It's Showdown. You know.
Well, there's a W and
There is. It's SHODOWN.
Yeah, there's one.
Okay, sorry. David included two W's. I'm saying the W on show goes away because this is Samurai Shodown. For the arcade,
Yes.
you know.
Clearly, that means I have no idea what this game is.
Yeah, no, David's way off base. If he knew what this was, you know, he would have never included that W, man. Yep, sorry, David. You done goofed on this one. Because yeah, this is Samurai Showdown, known in Japan, of course, as Samurai Spirits, a fantastic fighting game, all about samurais. Man, what a fucking game this is. I'm guessing. Hold on, I know it's episode 321. I know you guys pretty well. Johnny has literally never played this game. Jesse has played this game somewhat extensively and is a fan of it, even if he hasn't. And David played this at an SNK multicade at a St. Augustine barbecue restaurant at some point in the 1990s.
Ha ha! Joke's on you. I have not played this.
Son of a bitch!
Joke's on you.
Oh, that's surprising.
I own a Neo Geo home console.
No, you don't.
Son of a bitch!
And convinced my parents to pay $300 to buy this game.
That goes against everything you
Wow.
said on a recent episode of Game That Tuned Gems.
You got it on a sale.
It's crazy. Jesse, you play some Samurai Showdown?
A little bit. It's a pretty cool game.
Pretty dope.
When you cut people in half, coins come out, which is fun.
Yep, that's fun.
And blood.
So you're talking about the Japanese version then? Because here in America, they censored that
they
stuff.
must have censored that stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, when you say coins come out, you mean like River City Ransom coins come out, not like coins coming out of the arcade cabinet, like into your hands.
No!
Yeah, exactly. You fucking cut somebody in
Yeah, you
half
win
and
the
the game pays
jackpot.
out like a slot machine.
Vegas,
Now-
baby.
That would have been a pretty fun, like, Mortal Kombat fatality twist. If you were able to pull off a fatality in the arcade, it pays you back your money. That would have been pretty good. But no, Johnny, that's not what he's talking about. Yeah, man, Samurai Showdown's fucking cool. I picked it for the theme, obviously, because pretty much everybody wields some sort of samurai sword. And, one of the things you do with samurai sword is you slice. There's a lot of slicing going on in this game, like a fuckload of slicing.
Is there? It might not be this one, but I feel like in one of the Samurai Showdowns, there's a bonus stage where you like have to like carve ice with your katana.
Okay, no, in this one, it's like you just have to slice up some like scarecrow looking things.
Okay.
Which is not I'm not good at that bonus stage, but yeah, that'd be cool if in future ones, you have to like make a fancy ice sculpture using a samurai sword. But yeah, man, Samurai Showdown, one, it's an awesome game. Two, I truly can't believe we haven't used this on the show yet. Like, this is one of those games, baby. It was like, this is kind of, we've talked about Fatal Fury. We've talked about King of Fighters. I feel like this is one of those ones that really grabbed everybody's attention. It was like, oh yeah, SNK, Neo Geo, these guys, they're making some rad ass shit. Like a fighting game, all that samurais fucking slashing each other up. Come on, it's good stuff.
Have we used any Samurai Showdown game before?
We've not.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That's what I'm saying. I was baffled to find it because literally. So here was my thought process. Like I said, I looked for the list of words ending in ICE, and I came across slice, and I was like, dude, samurai swords. So I fucking did a little samurai search, and I was like, Samurai Showdown's a little bit too obvious. Maybe I can use the new one that came out a couple of years ago. And I looked in our games that we've used spreadsheet, and sure enough, we've used none of them. How is it we've been doing this show for this long and we're only just now getting the Samurai Showdown? Like, it's an oversight, quite frankly, but a good one because this game's dope. It's got a lot of fun things in the fighting system. I like the forward and back dashing. I like fighting people with weapons. I don't love that there's like two dedicated kick buttons. It feels like they should have been. So you got 4 buttons on the SNK arcade thing. So you got like, light slash, medium slash, you got light kick, heavy kick, and then you can press 2 kicks or 2 slashes to do a like heavy, like an extra heavy, a fierce slash or kick. That feels, I don't know, feels wrong. I feel like these samurais don't need to be kicking so much, but I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I'm not up on my samurai lore, but I feel like in these games they kick a good bit. I feel like it should be.
There's a few features you kind of gloss over here. Like one, it's got that whole scaling, zooming in and out thing.
I haven't glossed over shit. I only mentioned one feature. Fuck, man! I got a list.
all right. Go on.
No, it's fine. Yeah, the camera zooms in and out. The sprites scale with the action. It's very cool, and if you're not expecting it, slightly disorienting when you play it. Like, it's also got the head-to-head feature where if your like blades meet, you do like a clash of swords, and you have to tap the buttons real quick to win the clash.
That's cool.
And one or both of you can be like disarmed in that moment. Every character could drop their weapons. So like there's also a whole sub game of like you've dropped your fucking samurai sword and you're like wide open to get your fucking shit sliced up, and you got to like move to that part of the stage and pick your sword back up or face fucking getting your ass kicked. I feel like that's a really fun inclusion. There's weird stages where like there's hazards and things. Like there's a stage where there's ninjas that are throwing bombs on the stage and fuck you up. There's, occasionally you'll get healing items somehow from the stages. I don't know exactly what activates it, but I don't know. There's a lot going on, and it's fun. It's very fun to play with a friend. I played this a few times. Arcade one player, and I played this with I downloaded it on the Switch. They got the Arcade Neo Geo series in the eShop. They usually go on sale for $3 or $4. So I downloaded this. I booted it back up today and played it. And I feel like the arcade default setting is a little bit too hard. Like the characters in the arcade mode.
Not an SNK fighting game.
I know, right? Like, they know to like guard and shit. Like, it's not a, I got to, I think the 4th or 5th fight against the big fella. What's his name? Wanfu. And fucking, I just can't get a fucking lick in on Wanfu. Like, he's just fucking everybody up. And I don't know. I enjoy playing the game, but like I would enjoy playing the game with somebody more than playing the single player arcade mode at this point.
You got to remember the harder the game was, the more quarters you got as the owner, right? So yeah, it's always gonna be a little on the hard mode, on the hard side.
Yes. But I'm just saying, like in these arcade ports that they're putting out in the Switch eShop, maybe give an option to toggle down that difficulty for the sake of my enjoyment. Yes, I paid you $4, and yes, I can just keep hitting the button to insert more coins, and I can play the game as much as I want. But when I get fucking stuck getting bodied by Wanfu over and over again, it starts to lose its appeal. Like, I don't know. It's tough. But it's fun. That's the thing. I mean, it's got a lot. It's got long legs on it. Because guess what's really fucking cool? Samurais slicing each other up with swords, like ninjas, fucking throwing stars and doing sick ass attacks and wall bounces, and whatever other characters are in this game. Jesse, you got like a favorite character or like a favorite memory of playing Samurai Showdown?
I think his name's Galford. He has the dog. He's like a ninja.
Yep.
But he doesn't wear masks because he's supposed to be all like the hot American guy. I think
he's the American ninja who's a surfer, and he can use his dog to attack people. Which, I haven't played enough with him, but I worry that bringing a dog to a samurai sword fight, it's gonna end in you losing your dog. Like, it's nice that you can use it to attack. I have not seen that dog get eviscerated yet, and I hope that can't happen. Good.
No.
Yeah, same thing with the girl that has like the fucking eagle.
Yeah,
assisting her. I don't want to see some fucking eagle get fucking bodied on this game either.
Sliced in half and feathers everywhere.
God, can you imagine? I mean, also you would think the American guy would be wielding the eagle, but I mean, I guess they just didn't want to write it that on the nose. So David, you seriously never played Samurai Showdown? Have you played any Samurai Showdowns?
No, see, when I said I had not played Samurai Showdown, I was referring to the series as a whole.
Yeah, wow.
Sadly, no.
I would have thought this would have drawn your attention.
The SNK catalog is kind of a blind spot for me, but I've seen it on the Switch eShop. I definitely want to pick up one of the games. I do like... It starts with an N. It's the little girl with the eagle. I think she's a cool character because she was in SNK Girls.
Nakaruru.
Yeah. I think she's fun. And yeah, like the main character of the Samurai Showdown series,
Hamaru.
He showed up in Soul Calibur 6, I believe.
Yes.
As like a guest character, which I thought was really cool. And it was one of those things where I saw that it's like, oh yeah, the guy from Samurai Showdown. I should go back and play those.
Yeah.
And then I proceeded to not.
Yeah, see, you could have been a guy like me where it's like, oh, I love the guy from Samurai Showdown because I played that game 3 times as a kid. Like, 1 quarter at a time at that random sandwich shop that I went to a few times. It's a very fun game. It's got, fun. Like I said, I explained all the little flourishes of the fighting system. It's got some interesting stuff going on under the hood, and it's got colorful big samurai sprites that fuck each other up. Obviously, the problem with the American release is that they got all spooked by Mortal Kombat and took out the fucking, like the fatalities where you cut each other in half and shit. which is a shame. I was reading about it, and they said it was a controversy to Neo Geo like home system owners. I'm like, okay, so both of them were, they were both upset because nobody fucking owned that. But at the same time, like, if you seriously back in the day, back in 1993, were looking forward to fucking buying a Samurai Showdown like arcade perfect thing out of Japan, and then they were like, actually, guys, sorry, we got to fucking cut like the real gory, like visceral shit out of this. And you buy it not knowing that they did that. You spend $350 on a fucking censored game. I'd be pretty fucking pissed too. Like,
that's what you get. So that's what you get for not subscribing to Neo Geo Power, because they would have told you that in the magazine ahead of time.
They probably would have forewarned you. Yes.
It was a huge controversy to Neo Geo home owners, and we reached out to him, John Regan.
Yeah. Johnny, how did it feel?
Pretty bad. Not gonna
lie. Who's your guy in Samurai Showdown?
Terry Bogard.
God damn it.
So close.
Yeah.
So
almost
close.
had it, man.
Although, could you imagine a King of Fighters game where Terry Bogard had a fucking katana?
I mean, it would be
okay.
Good. Jesse, you're maybe more familiar with the King of Fighters games. So I apologize that I'm not. Has there ever been like a Sam Show team in fucking King of Fighters? Do these characters turn up in that universe?
I
feel like they do.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm really asking. I truly don't know.
Yeah,
it feels like they could maybe, but it would also be like, yeah, wait a minute, why the fuck are like modern people fighting samurais from the 1700s? And their swords should be eviscerating, even the coolest of like, hat wearers and modern centuries. Like,
yeah, see, John, that's why you didn't enjoy Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. All right, because you're asking those guys questions.
Yep, it's
not just sitting back and enjoying it.
Yeah, just can't sit back and enjoy the ride, baby. How did those turtles catch those blades over and over again and not get fucked up by samurai swords? Jeez. Similar question for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2. Why'd you all stop using your weapons? What's going on here? But
so I checked it out. Apparently, what's his name? The main guy, Halmaru, does appear in King of Fighters 15 as DLC.
Okay. Well, that's still pretty cool. I'm surprised it took him that long, quite frankly. Like, I guess, that Samurai Showdown reboot was just a couple of years ago. King of Fighters 15, probably a couple of years ago. Good tie-in, intercompany synergy, I guess you might call it. Fucking SNK, promoting SNK. But, I don't know, man. I think Samurai Showdown is pretty fucking cool. And, the music's not, like, fantastic, but it's got... I kind of like that not all the levels have... actual music to it. I like that there's like some levels where it's just like cave ambiance or like waterfall sounds or fucking I don't know. It adds to the 1700s vibe. It's like, yeah, actually it doesn't quite make sense that there'd be any music playing here. And given how many times you have to replay that fight with Wanfu, I'd be getting pretty fucking annoyed by any song in this game. So it's it's a fun game, good soundtrack. I can't believe it's taken us this long to use it on the show.
I'm looking forward to putting together an ambiance playlist on GT2 Radio using the soundtrack.
This one's got some fucking like cave and waterfall ambience to it. Just you fucking wait. But
can we add the environmental noises from Smash Brothers to that list? Or has that song been banned from the radio?
No songs are banned from the radio, David. It's fair game, baby.
Yeah.
That said, I did not upload those sounds from Smash Brothers. So,
they're not banned. They're just not there.
They're simply not available.
Subtle difference.
Yeah. That's called a loophole, my friend. But man, what a game. David's off to a commanding lead. Is there any way anybody can catch him? Do we do a bonus game or do we just concede and head straight to the calculating computer?
Calculating computer activated.
I'm just trying to say that Yoshi's Cookie is pretty good and you match cookies. Can I say that? Can I? No? Fuck, man.
Scoring complete. This game's winner is... David Fleming.
Hell yeah, man. We're feeling nice at the beginning of the show, but not nice at the end of the show. Bonus game jettisoned. David, unstoppable. What a show, David. Congratulations. You, dare I say it, you're the Iceman of Game That Tune. There it is. I think we actually got that on mic this time. I think we got the chomp. Now, do your best 2022 Top Gun Maverick Val Kilmer impression.
Oh, no, this is going to be really offensive, isn't it?
He's doing good. He knows that Val Kilmer can't talk anymore. He's not saying anything.
Well, because I'm pretty sure that, like, in Maverick, they show Val Kilmer, like, his picture on the wall as the Admiral, and, like, that's it.
Oh, no. There's a scene.
Okay.
He has dialogue.
Well, I'm referencing the picture, so.
That's good. Yes. Val Kilmer, though, true to life, cannot talk. But, David, you can talk. And that means you get to explain the theme for next week's episode.
So, I am at a personal crossroads because I had a theme in mind coming into this episode, and I selected bonus music for that theme, and I was committed to that theme. And then John kept harping on something throughout the show, and I kind of want to do that as a theme instead. So,
you want to do area code 322. Since we missed the chance to do Cocoa Beach tonight, you want to do Puerto Vallarta, Mexico.
I'm not sure if I should have the serious theme or the silly theme.
Both?
I say, combine them.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Does it involve backdooring those bears?
So you know what? Let's go with the serious theme. So I am a collector of certain plastic toys, one of which just came in today. And based on that, I'm thinking we go with fighting games.
God, come on, man.
I'm just curious, what was the silly theme?
Yeah.
Games with bears.
Okay, David, there's plenty of fighting games with bears, right? You could say fighting games with bears.
Or you could say both, either a fighting game or a game with a bear. I'd love the option here.
All right, fine. Let's have some options. Either a game with fighting or a game with a bear.
Yes.
Or games with bears. I don't want to limit it. Like, if there's multiple bears, feel free to use that game.
It's a bear theme. It's not a plural bears. So if there's more than one bear, you're screwed. Simpsons arcade game, you're in. Any other game in which there's more than one bear, sadly, out.
No games with bears. We're allowed to have one.
Right, exactly. So all Tekken games, pretty much out. Yeah, sorry. Kuma and Panda fans, you're out. But David, I like that. I like that we were able to combine the silly and the serious. So yes, very serious fighting games, very silly games with bears together at last. Fighting games and games with bears. Next week's episode of Game That Tune. I'm for it.
Yeah.
Since I used a fighting game on this week's show, I will find a game with a bear for next week. So, yeah. Well done, sir.
I mean, I think technically Zangief is a bear, right? Or no?
No.
No? Oh.
We're not doing the fucking sexual definition of bear. Yeah.
I would just like to say that as king and as person who chose the theme, I'm not going to rule anything out.
That's true. David's very open to these ideas. I'm pretty sure in a number of Zangief's endings, he is either fighting or dancing with a bear. So, it's probably valid, Johnny. Plus, Zangief exclusively appears in fighting games, so I'm pretty sure he's valid for the theme no matter what. If you can find
a puzzle game,
it's a puzzle fighting game. It's called Puzzle Fighter, David.
Oh, wait a second. Did I say Zangief? I'm sorry. I meant Yogi. I meant I thought Zangief teamed up with Boo Boo and ate nuts and berries and sold picnic baskets. That's a totally different thing, isn't it? I'm just way off.
Okay. Man, I don't know how to begin to correct this.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I was thinking about that game where Zangief just pile drives Ranger Smith.
Yeah.
Hey,
oh
Mr.
man.
Ranger.
God, I would love Zangief showing up Street Fighter with just a little collar and tie on. That'd be a good look. Yeah, muscle power to Comrade Boo Boo. But yeah,
I think we just found the episode title.
No, it's next week's episode title. That's next week. So it's going to be a good one. Bear games, fighting games, whatever you feel like. Listen to your heart. It's going to be a fun one. And this was a fun one, guys. What a show it's been. Thank you all so much for listening. Thank you to everybody checking us out live. We're live every Wednesday night. We're on Twitch, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook. Search for Game That Tune. We love you guys joining us on the live show. We really wish more people would join us on the live show. Thank you to everybody checking us out in podcast form. Our podcasts come out Tuesday mornings, GameThatTune.com, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Be sure to listen, rate, review, subscribe, share it with your friends, do all the things that you do to a podcast. We love you guys listening. We put a lot of love into that podcast, and we appreciate you guys listening to it. Thank you to everybody checking out Patreon, patreon.com/GameThatTune. It's the home for awesome exclusives. We've got Game That Tune gems. We've got mixtapes. We've got a lot of fun stuff. We've got our movie nights. You help us keep the lights on at our radio station, our 24/7 video game music live stream. Radio.GameThatTune.com, GTT.rocks, the home for video game music on the internet. It's all supported by Patreon.com/GameThatTune. A fantastic thing that we hope you'll support, and we support you supporting us. We of course say that to mean we want to give a special shout out to our Patreon absurd fans. Talking about Lance Revere, Damian Beckles, Bradford Stevens, Daniel Perky, Taylor Y, Sam L, Grimmery, and Phoenix Tier 2121. A fantastic group of patrons at patreon.com/GameThatTune. Want to give a shout out to our requester. Once again, our request came to us in Discord from Beast Pond. A great request. Discord's a great place to make your requests, though you can also make them at GameThatTune.club, our fantastic social media site. And that, I think, just about does it for tonight's episode, guys. So, David, you've got bonus tunes that I assume involve bears and fighting games. And as such, that I assume that means Tekken. So, David, take us home with some Tekken tunes.
Sadly, no, because I was focused on the theme of fighting games, and since tonight's episode was ice, the bonus tunes are The Pit from Mortal Kombat, because Sub-Zero.
That's an excellent selection of ice and fighting games. Well done, sir. Thank you, everybody, so much for listening. We love you guys. Peace out, y'all. At the pit?
That's what it said on the internet.
Which edition of Mortal Kombat?
The first one?
For what system? Arcade? Genesis?
Super Nintendo?
Oh, okay, there we go. That might be it.
Yeah.
The Pit on Genesis is like superb video game music. Johnny, you got the Genesis Pit?
No, that's on a hard drive, like on my futon right now. Like on my.
Shouldn't keep your hard drive under there, Johnny.
See, if I kill the soundboard, I can pull it up real quick. Let's see. Project 2612. Mortal Kombat. Let's see here. Download. Zip. I got Genesis 1 ready to go. Here we go.
Do it, Johnny. Yeah, that's the pit. Polar Rampage is copyright 2009 Phoenix Games. Dicey Dungeons is copyright 2019 Terry Kavanaugh. Destiny 2 is copyright 2017 Bungie Incorporated and Activision Publishing. Vegas Stakes is copyright 1993 Nintendo Company Limited. Samurai Showdown is copyright 1993 SNK Corporation.
And